This is part 9 of Federalist number 14. I love the last two paragraphs of this Federalist because it speaks to where we can be as human beings. Substitute the word American every time I say the word American and think as human beings, human families, countries of the world, people of the countries of the world, and it should mean to you what it means to me. Okay, I will read the long paragraph. Actually, it's a very long paragraph. It's the very last paragraph. I submit to you, my fellow citizens, these considerations, in full confidence that the good sense which has so often marked your decisions will allow them their due weight and effect, and that you will never suffer difficulties, however formidable in appearance or however fashionable the error on which they may be founded, to drive you into the gloomy and perilous scene into which the advocates for disunion would conduct you. Don't fall for all those people that will make you feel gloomy and down and depressed because they say that this is too large of a republic to unite. They are naysayers, they are negative, and they are trying to discourage you from uniting with other states so that you can prosper and be happy. They rather, and when I say they, in the case of the states, it was politicians in those 13 states, and in the case of today, and in our case in the world, it's all the politicians from different parts of the world that will say no to uniting human beings because right now they can pocket money from different businesses they have in their countries, and they will feel that if there's a union of any sort with anybody else, they will lose the easy share that they could put in their pockets and their families' pockets. So we too should not lose faith. Hearken not to the unnatural voice which tells you that the people of America, knit together as they are by so many cords of affection, can no longer live together as members of the same family. Don't listen to that voice that says you cannot be a family, that you, people of the United States, or people of the world in our case, cannot be a family. Do not fall for that. That's an unnatural voice. That is really not from the bottom of the heart of humanity. Our natural condition is to be united as human beings. It's as we developed in different societies and we learned to put a tribal border around ourselves, first clans and then with tribes. This is where we've come. It's evolved into this stage or national mentality that sees the nation as an idol, as the ultimate thing for humanity. And I think it's so wrong, so mistaken. Just like Madison here is telling the people of those 13 states that don't listen to that unnatural voice. And we should do the same thing. We should not listen to the unnatural voice that tells us to divide. And another thing I like about this part of Federalist number 14 there are some words that he uses that Abraham Lincoln, my favorite president, uses in the Gettysburg Address and first inaugural address, like the word courts, courts of friendship, courts of memory, and you'll hear other words. And the importance of Abraham Lincoln, that's why I bring him up again, is that I'm positive had America had another president during the Civil War, this country would have fallen apart. There would not be anything called federalism that would be worthwhile. And who knows about the future? Because remember, Canada started their experiment with federalism after they started talking about it right before the American Civil War, but it really went into effect after the American Civil War. Australia started their experiment with federalism around 1900, 1901. And of course, India, after their independence, Germany after World War II. So keep in mind, every time I bring up the word American civilization, American history, this is our beginning. It is very important for us to study the American history in whole, American civilization in whole, what led to the Civil War. That is extremely important, because we don't want to, in the future, to do the same mistakes. When we write a blueprint to unite humanity, we don't want to make the same stupid mistakes that these founders did as far as the issue of slavery went. And it is very important to keep in mind. Keep that in mind. Anyways, let me read some more. America, knit together as they are by so many cords of affection, can no longer live together as members of the same family. See, we are members of the same family. We human beings are the members of the same family. That's why I say replace the word America by humanity. And this thing will make more sense. And we can no longer continue the mutual guardians of their mutual happiness. That's if we break up, we break apart. Can no longer be fellow citizens of one great, respectable, and flourishing empire. And remember, I said empire. They use the word empire not in an imperial sense, but for a vast area, for a large area, for a continent. So he says, we're going to ruin our future if we do not unite. And I believe that's the case for us human beings. If we do not unite, by the end of this century, if we are not responsible with how we consume and not remember that this beautiful planet, our home, has to be kept healthy and has to be respected. It's just like, would we put things that shouldn't go inside the womb of a pregnant woman, which gives birth to life, nourishes life? Well, this planet is just like womb of a beautiful, loving, nourishing mother, and it's like that to us, for us. It has allowed life to flourish, all forms of life, other strands of this web, because we're connected. Without other animals and other beings, we cannot have survived and become what we are. So it's very important that we be kind to other forms of life. And another thing it says, that it has never yet had a place in the theories of the wildest projectors, that it rashly attempts what is impossible to accomplish. No, my countrymen, shut your ears against this unhallowed language. Shut your hearts against the poison which it conveys, the kindred blood which flows in the veins of American citizens, the mingled blood which they have shed in defense of their sacred rights, consecrate their union, and excite horror at the idea of their becoming aliens, rivals, and enemies. Look at these beautiful words. It says, don't listen to these foolish words. Open your hearts. Let blood flow and nourish all parts of our country, our America. And by extension, we have to look at this as we want to have a relationship with other human beings, with other countries, hopefully form a union so that this blood of life, this nourishment, goes all around the world and keeps the human family and all other forms of life on this planet happy and free. So these are beautiful sentences. See, it says, wild theories. It's kind of like what I'm saying right now. To a lot of people, it's like wild theories. Human beings cannot unite. What are you talking about, Husheng? It is foolish, I think, for us to give up hope and not remember that we are part of the same family, and not let anybody call this a foolish thought or wishful thinking.